can be proud of what we've achieved together over the course of the last 12 months. Over the first year of the Albanese Labor government, we have seen the fastest jobs growth of any new government on record, faster than any of the major advanced economies, and the strongest wages growth in more than a decade. These have been defining features of a government dedicated to secure jobs and better pay for our people. These are deliberate design features of our economic policy. Because when Australians are under cost of living pressure, decent wages are part of the solution, not part of the problem. And because more jobs and the beginnings of decent wages growth are among Australia's biggest advantages at a time of global uncertainty. The combination of weakness in the global economy combined with higher interest rates here and around the world will slow our economy in the months ahead, and we saw some of that in last week's unemployment numbers. But it's a remarkable collective achievement that unemployment has a 3 in front of it with everything that is coming at us from around the world. 330,000 jobs have been created in our first year, more than 4 times the number of jobs created in the first year of the Abbott government or the Howard government. Jobs growth here has been faster than in the US, Canada, Germany and the UK. Average full-time earnings...
Now, how could you get numbers like that at that time so you can talk about it? Now, you've heard me talk about propaganda, telling people what they need to hear at that time to make it look good at that time until they debate it. Hopefully they won't debate it, always going to go further. But if they don't, propaganda works well when you don't debate it. And how does it look good at the moment? Huh? Now when it comes to job recovery, they could be recovered, say, 5,000 jobs right now, and it's covered fast, right? But before that amount, right, to be a true success, that means no jobs has been lost for a while, right? And you're showing how much you're gaining. Right? But if you've lost jobs previously, like in the masses, then it's easier to show a gain of jobs if you suddenly fix the problem or perhaps let people back out and stuff like that. You know what I mean, people? And then they talk about that what they do is better and the right way because they do it better than others at that time. Other countries, what were they going through at that time? You can't really use that with that, you see. But it sounds good though, doesn't it? That you're doing better than another country at that particular time. But what happened beforehand on each country? That country, the one that you just bet, right? Or just beat, sorry. Not betting, but you know how the language is these days. Could have just done double that amount again just beforehand. But just went a little short at this time. But you could still propaganda that you're doing better, you see? And so you've got to be careful about how they talk and speak to get their decisions made at that time and make people believe. And they shouldn't even do it because it's trickery. It's propaganda, right? And we're not here for that in certain areas. Now, certain areas can sort of get away with it as like advertising. You advertise and stuff like that. There's little holes where they can say, well, if they brought it and paid for that price, well, so be it. We made a good ad and all that kind of thing. Where propaganda can sort of fit into their outcomes, right? But when it comes to serious things, serious sectors of the government system and stuff like that, you don't want any propaganda to be in there. And if it starts to happen, you want to start thinking why, right? Now, if it's so they can get to somewhere, so they can do what they're propaganda at the moment might be propaganda, but they hope they can fix it and be real. So that way, if they look bad later, we'll go, well, I have to lie now. You can call it a small lie, right? A righteous lie. To get an outcome later. But if the outcome's the same in a repeat and not what you said, then you propaganded to get your outcome, like a salesman, you see. Now, I'm just going to continue for a little bit longer and then I'll stop it there.
Are now around $1,000 a year higher than what they would have been under the sluggish wages growth
I do my bread. Now check out my wound. It's feeling quite good now. Finger. Now I've misplaced the nail, so I'll see if it turns up. But I've misplaced it. So if I use it or not, doesn't really bother me. I'm not deliberately trying to do anything when it comes to things like that. So it would have been cool to use it as it looked like a little leaf.
Changed the law to support secure jobs and better pay. Made it easier for parents to work more and earn more if they want to. Funded TAFE and uni places. Invested in industries that will create secure, well-paid jobs. Now, those opposite Mr. Speaker,
And the difference
continue to
between
say no to
speaking
decent
truth and
wages.
propaganda is
Nothing would make them
you may
happier
get in
than
trouble
another
with your
decade
propaganda if
of
you're in the
wage
wrong area doing the wrong thing,
But
you
on
see,
this side
to
of the
get
House,
what
we
you
take
want,
a
your
different
outcome.
view. And when it comes
Where
to
truth,
jobs growth
at
and
least,
wages
they
growth,
might get you
we
now,
are
but later on,
so
the
that
truth will
more
come out,
hardworking
hopefully.
Australians
Definitely in a
can
world
go to
that
work
speaks
and
about
provide for
truth,
their loved ones.
and that's what they want to see, you see.
The call to the member for Hume. Thank you,
Alright,
Mr.
we're
Speaker.
going to leave it there. Have a good one, everybody, and see you later.